everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kiara. I'm a nursing student and I've been getting a lot of questions recently about what apps I use for my iPad. So I decided to make this video to go ahead and show you guys all my favorite apps. So when I unlock my iPad, I get to my main home screen and I've categorized my apps in different ways. So this first group I've labeled as life just because I didn't really know what else to label them as, but these are things I use on a daily basis. I have my notes app, photos, camera. I don't really use the camera on my iPad, but it's there. I have the clock app and the app store. And then this is the main group I use for school. If I'm using my iPad for school, this is the main app grouping I will click on. So I've categorized it as Clem for Clemson. I'll just go through everything I have in here. So the first thing I have is Adobe Fill-In Sign, which at least in nursing school, you will have tons and tons and tons of forms to fill out before you can begin clinical, or say you have to sign a syllabus, like agreement thing. Professors prefer you to actually use your signature rather than just typing it. So you need a way to be able to download a PDF and sign it with like an Apple Pencil or with your finger or anything and then turn it back in, but you don't want to print it out physically. I use Adobe Fill-In Sign. So as you can see, this is a syllabus from spring 2022. So you can see at the bottom, I date and signed it. You are able to click anywhere on this app. There's an option to sign. When you first get the app and you create your initial signature, you can just click and tap anywhere after that and then just sign. There's also different options for like check marks and X's. You can just explore this app. But I find this very helpful when it comes time to sign things for school. I can just upload whatever file is on Canvas to Adobe Fill-In Sign, sign it, and then turn it right back into Canvas. This next app is absolutely crucial. I would not be able to survive school without Google Calendar. I don't know how y'all are doing without it, but let me just give y'all a little taste of my world right quick. At the beginning of each semester, I put all my classes into Google Calendar, including the quizzes, the exams, checkoffs, whatever it is. I put it in Google Calendar ahead of time so I can prepare it and nothing just pops up. And as you can see, I do add things as the semester goes on. So this past Friday, I had office hours and I made sure to add that in my calendar. But as you can see, you can customize your colors. You can make it look as aesthetically pleasing as you want it to. But I simply would not be able to exist without this app. Also, depending on what other extracurriculars you do, or if you have a job, you can create a calendar for each thing you do. So as you can see, I have a Clemson Club cheer calendar. And if you want to view just one of your calendars at a time, you can like uncheck all of these. And you can also, of course, add everything all at once. I even have I got a flu shot yesterday and the little vaccine appointment popped up. But yeah, I just love having my life organized on here. It is one of my keys to success. I usually try to download every single Google app, so Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets, all of that, just in case I need it. I really am not in a position right now to need Google Slides because I really haven't been doing presentations or anything like that lately. But just in case, I do have Google Slides. Next, I have Keynote. And again, I really don't use this much. It's kind of a just in case kind of thing because a few semesters ago, I had a professor whose PowerPoints would not download on my iPad for some reason, and they would only open in Keynote. So I had to kind of use this app, and I haven't really run into that problem lately. So this app is kind of unnecessary, but just in case you run into that issue, if your PowerPoints aren't downloading on your iPad, maybe try Keynote. Yeah, I don't even really use this anymore. Next, we have Quizlet, and this speaks for itself. Although they're tripping because now they're trying to charge us $35 a year to use the learn mechanism thing. I would rather just make physical flashcards. It's weird because I've been able to use some study sets without having to pay, but then some of them, you get to a certain point and they're like, all right, time to pay. No, I'm about to use regular flashcards. So there's Quizlet if you want to pay for the $35 a year. Go for it. It's a great study tool. Sometimes they do let you study sets without having to pay. So, just pick your poison there. Then we have Google Drive. This, again, is a necessity. This allows access to all your Google apps, your docs. It's like literally everything you create in Google is available on your Google Drive. That can be important for like sharing or seeing what people have sent to you. And then we have Sheets, same thing with slides. Every now and then I have to like edit a sheet, and I can't do that without having the app. So I just have Sheets just in case. In order to edit a sheet, you have to have the app. So that's why I have the app. Next, we have Files. This already comes on your iPad when you're saving things like saving PDFs, saving assignments, saving whatever you need to your iPad. You're obviously going to need to retrieve whatever you saved to turn it in. So I just group my Files app with all my school stuff. Next, we have Notability, and I live and die by this note-taking app. But this is my Notability app. I have each of my classes categorized. So as you can see right now, I'm under Med-Surg 2 Sim Lab. I have all our little handouts. This is our central line dressing check off. But this is the app I use to take notes. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just download the PowerPoints or the handouts straight from Canvas into Notability. And then you can also turn things in directly from Notability back to Canvas whenever you're ready. So say, for example, none of this is like homework that needs to be turned in, but let's just say I needed to turn in this sheet. I would go to Share, Share To, Share Note, and Canvas Student is an option, and you would just click that. And then you could choose what class it needs to be turned into, the assignment, and then you would click Submit. I also love that you can upload PowerPoints directly from Canvas to Notability. So say for an example, I wanted to upload this PowerPoint straight to Notability. I would click the Share button, and then I would click Notability, and then I would open an app. It'll pop up like this, and you can either create a new note or add it to another note, and there you go. Next, I have Canvas. That's pretty self-explanatory. That is the app my school uses to communicate with students and professors through our class and all that good stuff. I know there's also another app called Blackboard, but yeah. Next, I have Google Docs. Also pretty self-explanatory. You will use Google Docs a lot for study guides, note-taking, literally everything. Then I have the Planner app, which is also another one of my favorites. In the App Store, it's called Planner for iPad. First of all, it has a whole calendar. Here are the different formats you can look at. There's day, which has everything down to like the hour. We have week, weekly left, which is what I like to use. There's month, there's year, but I prefer using weekly left. You can create to-do lists on here, so I use this little button, this little stamp button, and you can use whatever stamp you prefer, whatever color, but I just use a circle one to make a to-do list. There's a highlighter button. You can change the color of your highlighter. You can also change the thickness. There's an eraser, like a little scissor button, so if you want to move around what you just wrote, you can just do that and move it around. I used to make paper to-do lists, but I just like having my to-do list on my iPad, so I use this app for that, and I also use it to meal plan sometimes. Excuse my nasty handwriting. I have two separate textbook apps because some of my textbooks are bought and uploaded through Bookshelf, and the other ones I buy directly from Amazon, so they are uploaded to the Kindle app. So first we'll take a look at Bookshelf. The only book I have in here is for Med-Surg 2. I love how you can flip through the pages like it's an actual book. And there are other little, I'm sure you can like highlight and all the other stuff. I literally just read and keep it moving. But just having your ebooks and stuff like that on hand is really helpful. One of my textbooks is in Bookshelf, and the textbooks that I buy through Amazon, which are usually cheaper, upload directly to the Kindle app automatically. So we'll go here. And as you can see, I don't have any textbooks in here this semester, but from past semesters, I use this app for my fundamentals textbook. Basically, I use these two apps for any ebooks. Then we have VSim. If you know, you know. I try to do most of my VSims on my laptop, but just in case, I have it on my iPad as well. This is basically where you're given a simulation patient and you have to perform nursing care on them. And then lastly, in my Clemson folder, I have the Gmail app, which I feel like is pretty self-explanatory, just to be able to see my emails coming in, quick access, yeah. Now I'm gonna show y'all other random apps that I like to use for school. So I have this fun folder. I literally just have a bunch of games and fun things in here. So I have Netflix, Disney Plus. If I need a brain break, I will play any of these games. I have this coloring app, I have this puzzle app, Mancala, childhood classic. I have Zillow on here. It's not really a game, but I just enjoy like looking at future houses and stuff, like just looking at houses that I would want in the future, just manifesting type beat. I have this game called Two Dots, Animal Restaurant. I don't really play this one anymore, but this one little girl I nanny loves this game, so I leave it on my iPad for her. And Subway Surfers. My all-time favorite game that I recommend for nursing students to have on their iPad, just as one little source of happiness, is Happy Color. This is what it looks like in the App Store. You can choose through like hundreds of coloring pages, and you can just choose whatever one you want. So the last one I was working on was a Chicken Little one. I loved this movie growing up, but anyways, there's like a whole row of numbers at the bottom, and it's like a color by number kind of thing. And so you just click whatever number you want and you can just color it in, and it's just so addicting. I don't know what they put in this, but it is just so fun. And it's a nice like brain break and wind down and refocusing, all that good stuff. This is the puzzle app I use. It's called Jigsaw HD. It has this like very calming music in the background, but we're gonna turn that down for a minute. You can choose through whatever like category of puzzle you want to do. This is an autumn aesthetic one now, but you just click whatever one you want. So say we want to do an autumn aesthetic, we would just click whatever one we want. Let's do this one. You can choose how many pieces you want, the shape, the background. Let's do 12 just to show y'all how it works real quick. I like doing my end pieces first, so you can like categorize these, and you literally just click and drag and just do the puzzle. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to like ground yourself and just do something else, and this is one of the things you can do. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the games. And then of course for my socials, I keep like Instagram and TikTok on my phone, but on here I have YouTube, Pinterest, and Spotify. Spotify's a big one for podcasts, music, stuff like that when I study. But that is pretty much it. So I hope I answered all your questions and gave you some ideas for what apps to get on your iPad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.